The former president of Gambia has flown into exile, ending a political crisis and 22 years in power. Yahya Jammeh refused to accept defeat to Adama Barrow in last month's presidential election. Jammeh eventually agreed to leave after neighbouring countries sent in troops for a potential showdown. Nicholas Hack reports now from Dakar in neighbouring Senegal.
A last goodbye. Yahya Jammeh finally leaving Gambia, boarding a plane with his wife, close family members, to Equatorial Guinea. After days of negotiations with West African heads of state, the man who said he would rule Gambia for 1 billion years was finally forced into exile, bringing to an end his 22-year rule. A small crowd wept as the plane took off.
He left for the love of the Gambia. He left for the sake of Africa. He left for the sake of the children, the women, and the development Gambia have been undergoing for the past 22 years under his leadership. This man is not a coward. He loved Africa. He loved the Gambia. He sacrificed a lot for this nation.
Jammeh came to power at the age of 29 in a military coup. He then promised to restore democracy.
We have no plans to stay long. All we are here for is to set a just system and to put our structures that will ensure that what happened in the past 30 years will never happen again. And as to when we hand over, it depends on how soon we are able to put those structures in place. And as soon as those structures are in place, we will return back to products.
But instead he ruled with an iron grip, imprisoning critics and political opponents. Human rights organizations accused him and his security forces of torture and enforced disappearances. Jammeh says he has magical powers. He claimed to have found a special cure for AIDS. But he needed more than magic to take on the young Gambians who in December voted him out of power. After accepting the election results and then refusing to stand down, West African countries sent 7,000 troops into Gambia to force Jammeh to concede defeat. Those forces have now left after Jammeh's departure. Adama Barrow is the country's new president. He's currently in Senegal. With Jammeh gone, he can finally come home, ushering this small West African country into a new era of democracy.
Well, Nicholas joins me now from Dakar in neighbouring Senegal. One president has left and the new incoming president should be on his way. Do we know where he is?
Well, Adama Barrow is still here in Senegal. We expect him to go back to Banjul either later on this evening or tomorrow morning. The reason for this delay is that the ECOWAS forces want to make sure that the grounds in Banjul, the State House, the official grounds, the official administrations, and the premises that Adama Barrow would make his new home are cleared. Now, we know that the presidential guards that were so close to Yahya Jammeh, who were ready to fight till death, are still in Banjul, and some of the ECOWAS special forces in the hours to come will be in the capital, clearing, making sure that there are no people holding weapons, making sure that there's no conflict or no violence that erupts from the people who still support Yahya Jammeh. Of course, when Yahya Jammeh was seen boarding that plane, raising his Quran for the last time, entering the plane and flying off, there was an uproar in the capital, Banjul, with people taking to the streets, uproar of joy because suddenly 22 years of Jammeh's rule ended. And so for Adama Barrow, he told me just a few days ago on Friday that he wants to get back as quickly as possible, nominate a cabinet, take charge of the security forces to re-establish stability in Gambia.
There's been so many twists and turns, Nicholas, in this story since the election, and Jammeh's position has changed. He would stay, he wouldn't stay, and then, of course, the standoff with ECOWAS and regional leaders. One wonders that there must have been some sort of agreement for him to leave the country.
Well, we saw the agreement signed by the United Nations, the African Union, and put forward to Yahya Jammeh. And on the agreement it says there will be no witch hunt, there will be no freezing of assets of Yahya Jammeh and his relatives, there will be no prosecution of Jammeh, his family members, or people loyal to him. Of course, no mention of amnesty, though. This is, though, to remind people, this is a political agreement, not a legal agreement. But his choice of exile is interesting to note, because he went to Malabo, to Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea is not a signatory of the International Criminal Court, and therefore he cannot be prosecuted if he's in Guinea. But another point in this agreement to note is that Yahya Jammeh can return to Gambia whenever he wishes. And that's something that the Gambians, the new administration, are concerned about. They say that they weren't privy to this agreement. This is an agreement between the forces, the West African forces and Yahya Jammeh. And so since it's not legally binding, there will be another sets of rules that will apply that will be put forward by the new administration. So,
well, for the moment, Nicholas, we'll leave it. We'll come back to you as the day progresses, and hopefully when we see Adama Barrow arrive back in Gambia.